Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Crusader Kings III as we are playing with Emperor Adam of Britannia. So it has been several days since we had an episode. Unfortunately, I did get sick. I put a community post up kind of explaining that, I was sick and that we weren't going to have some videos for at least a couple days. And in that post, I said that I had a cold, and I just assumed that it was a cold because I had a real sore throat on Tuesday. I mean, it was really bad. So I just assumed it was a cold. However, it very much wasn't. It was something else. I'm not entirely sure what it was, but it was a lot worse than a cold. I had a lot of people very concerned that it might have been COVID. A lot of people commenting, that I should get tested, and concerned that I might have COVID-19. It wasn't COVID-19. We did get tested. Both of our jobs, my wife and mine, requires that we get tested anytime we have any symptoms because we work in a medical area. I work security in a hospital. She works in a pharmacy, and so we have to get tested anytime any of us have any symptoms. So I've been tested several times this year for COVID, but yeah, I did get tested for that. It was not COVID-19, which I didn't expect it would be because I've actually already had COVID. We had it earlier in the year. It doesn't mean you can't get it again. Of course, there are different strains, and there's not really any evidence to say that you can't get the same strain twice, actually. So I could have gotten it again, of course, although it's a lot less likely that you'll get it a second time. So I didn't think it was COVID. But yeah, COVID-19 wasn't really that bad when I got it. I got it, much earlier this year. Probably one of the first ones to get it in Colorado, actually. And that's just, working in a hospital and, with my wife working in the pharmacy. We were, of course, on the front line, so therefore we're very likely to get it. And it wasn't that bad when I got COVID. I had a little bit of fatigue when I worked out, because I worked out with COVID, because that's, it's just, how mild it was. But while working out, I did experience a shortness of breath, a little bit of coughing, but overall, it was very, very mild when I got COVID. The majority of people who get COVID-19 either have no symptoms or mild symptoms, unless you're older than 80 or you have certain medical problems that would put you in a category that make you more likely to have severe response to COVID. Unless you're in that small group of people, you'll probably have mild symptoms to COVID, or you might not even know that you have it. So I would have much rather have had COVID than whatever I got. I would have took having COVID again over whatever this was. Again, I don't know exactly what it was. I just know it wasn't COVID-19 and it wasn't a cold. So the first day I had like the sore throat, but Wednesday, oh my God, man, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Like fever, chills, like I was just just shivering all day, under the covers with the heat on, and it was just like freezing. It was just absolutely miserable. Could barely get out of bed. It was a really, really bad day. And then Thursday was a bit better. The shivering stopped. I didn't have fever anymore, but I had like severe fatigue and I could like barely stand or walk. And I don't know if the severe fatigue came from the sickness or from the shivering. Shivering actually burns like a lot of calories. So it might have been, the lack of eating and then all the calories that were burned. And so maybe that's why I was really, really tired. But Thursday was kind of rough too. I was pretty tired, very lightheaded, and had trouble standing. But overall, it was a pretty rough sickness. I'm recording this here on Friday night. I feel a lot better. I'm very, very snotty. I got a runny nose and all that good stuff. And I'm coughing quite a bit as well. So might be some extra cuts in here. I'm going to try and cut out all the coughing so you guys don't have to listen to that. But other than that, I'm doing all right. Just the coughing and the runny nose. So I'm not sure what it is. I want to say the flu because of the fever and the chills, but I don't recall ever having like these other symptoms with the flu. Now, I haven't had the flu in a long time, so maybe I'm just, misremembering. The last time I recall getting the flu, I was like 13 years old, so that was like 21 years ago. My wife said I got the flu when I was working at the prison, but that was a long time too. I don't remember that, but I think it was that was at least 10 years ago. So either way, I haven't had the flu for a long time, so maybe I just don't remember what the symptoms are to it. But I don't recall having like cold-like symptoms to the flu, so maybe you guys can correct me on this, but I don't recall there being like a sore throat and coughing and cold and a runny nose with the flu. So I really don't know what it was. But overall, I'm getting better, and that's the point. I really appreciate all the well wishes. So hopefully everything should be going back to schedule soon on the channel. We'll try and still have the daily episodes for CK3, except for on Mondays. The videos might be a little bit shorter because of the coughing, and if it starts getting real bad, then I'll have to end the episode a little bit early. Also, it wouldn't hurt to kind of give my voice a little bit of a rest, not stretch it too much, try and push myself too much, and then I end up losing my voice, which has happened a few times when I really push myself recording when I'm sick. But as far as the Hearts of Iron 4 series goes, guys, we will not be starting that until I'm completely recovered. I know Battle of the Bosphorus already came out. This sickness happened at a really inopportune time. Because I was going to start that series, the new Hoi 4 series, on Wednesday. That was the plan, is when I was going to start it. And so we're obviously delaying that. And it's just very, very unfortunate, guys, because I was really looking forward to doing that series. So we're not going to start that, though, until I'm fully recovered, because I just don't see myself doing like 3 videos a day with this much coughing. I just don't expect I'll make it through that. So we will wait until next week when I've fully recovered, and then we'll start the Hearts of Iron 4 series. So let's go and get started in today's episode. I already did one thing that somebody asked me to do. By the way, there was a patch. I don't know when it was because I haven't signed on to Steam since I recorded that last video on Monday. So I just know it was sometime this week we had a patch, and I didn't even know that there was. So I don't know what the patch changed because I found out literally as I signed on today. So I'm not entirely sure what the patch changed, if it was a large patch or a small one. I assume it was a smaller one fixing bugs and stuff like that, since they just put out a major patch not that long ago. Didn't fix this. I don't think this will ever fix on this save. We'll have to start a new game before that's fixed. But I went ahead and changed the name of our adjective to Britannic instead of British. Somebody suggested I do that, and I think that makes sense for what our title is. So did that, and I think last episode we ended. I know we did a couple wars here, but I think the main thing we were attempting to do is get everybody in our realm converted. I might be wrong about that. Maybe we were already doing that. Maybe we'd already finished that. And it looks like everybody who's our vassal is converted. There's a couple of vassals that aren't. But yeah, I think all of our vassals are converted. All right, so we're good to go on that front. Maybe we did finish that last episode. Again, it's been several days since I recorded, so maybe I forgot. So the first thing I'd like to do here then is to go ahead and give out that duchy title that we used to expand our realm over here in Ireland. There's really no reason to have this anymore. And we're just going to grant it to the guy we took it from, this guy here. I would prefer to him to have just agreed to become our vassal. That would have been the easiest way for this to have gone down, but he didn't want to. He did keep his county here, though. And he absolutely hates us, of course, because we fabricated a claim and declared war on him. And he also hates us because of the fact that we have that title. So giving him the title would improve relations with him by quite a bit. And I don't see any reason not to give it back to him as long as he stays loyal. Okay, so we can't send it off just yet because, as usual, before I started recording here today, I did contact, all of our prisoners that we were able to get some ransoms from. And one of them was a character that we had taken in that war in Ireland. Let me just turn this sound down just a bit. So until he accepts that, we won't be able to give him that title. I don't know if he accepted one of those ones. Yes. All right, so we'll be able to grant him the title after we do this event here, the dilemma. The feast is dwindling down, and I find myself deep in conversation with my insidious acquaintance, the Countess. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Gotlindis? She inquires about my opinion on friendship, a subject she is deeply interested in herself. It is a subject that fascinates me as well, or we say I could not care less, or I'm interested in you. I don't know how Adam feels about friendship, honestly. He has several good friends. I would say that he does care about friendship. He's one of those type of people who doesn't like everybody, but the people he does like, he can be very, very close to him. So a person who might be, maybe a little bit more arbitrary and colder to some other people, but people who he likes, he can be very good friends with them. So I'd say it's a subject that fascinates me as well. Though the question is, would he want to be friends with her though? Because she is Cathar, and she is the wife of our vassal. Oh, okay. So she's the wife of our vassal here. Well, maybe. Yeah, I guess that's not an option because she's not our vassal or in our court. We can't demand that she convert. Yeah, I don't think he'd want to be friends with her, honestly, because of the fact that she's Cathar. So I'd say I could not care less, just in this instance. I don't think he would be friends with somebody who's not a good Catholic. So we have finished up that feast. Excellent. So let's go ahead and send off this offer to him. We're going to go ahead and grant him that duchy title. And that should improve his relations by quite a bit, guys. Because not only will we get the plus 60, it's this one here, but then we're also, yeah, we're down at -5, but we also lose all those penalties we were getting because we have his duchy title. And I do apologize if my voice is a bit different, guys. Again, I'm still kind of recovering from this sickness. It was a rough one. It was not what I was expecting. I thought it was just gonna be a little light cold, nice and easy. That was not what it was. So the Duke here is still fairly low. Do we want to keep improving relations with him though? Because I know we have other characters that are, well, I guess they're about the same. Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and continue. Get it up a little bit higher. So far we've done it twice, so we can do it a couple more times, and it's still a pretty good percentage. So yeah, we'll keep doing it. So what I want to go ahead and do with our money, guys, is let's go ahead and build these castles up, because we've already built and upgraded all the buildings in most of our provinces, and all the buildings, or excuse me, all the provinces are also currently constructing right now, with the exception of this one here. This one also needs to get a larger castle. So we're going to do that with all this money we have. You know, Adam has a ton of money, and what is this? All right, so it looks like we maybe lost the title if I'm reading this right. So that'd be this one here. All right, well, it's still in our realm, so it doesn't look to be a problem. Yeah, it doesn't concern us. So we're waiting for 88 to declare war on Scotland. Remember, we're going to try and get the entire kingdom of Scotland using his own son against him. It's going to be kind of difficult to do, though, and we will accept this offer to the feast. I look forward to it. But if you guys recall, we need his son, or excuse me, we need the king to live long enough for us to declare war on him. Otherwise, I don't know that this is going to work. So he needs to live about 3 more years. It seems that he's got very, very good health, though. It looks like he went down that one perk tree, which, you know, gives you a bunch of bonuses to health. So he should live. Yeah, he should live long enough. So that's excellent news. I think we will be able to do this and get the entire kingdom of Scotland. Can't do that until 88. So we could do one little war before then. So let's just take a look and see what our options are as far as wars go. We could also spend a little bit of piety, which we have quite a bit. Get a little bit of money. Yeah, why not? So we'll go ahead and do that from the Pope. So let's look at the possible wars. We don't want to do that one. I don't know what this one's about, a holy war. Okay, well, we can only do a county here. I'd prefer to wait until our piety gets a little bit higher, excuse me, our devotion gets a little bit higher, so we could do like a larger war, like one for a duchy perhaps. I think that'd be better. Same thing here. If we could just get the devotion just a little bit higher, then we could gain an entire duchy using that CB. So I think we should wait on those two. And yeah, I don't see us declaring war on the HRE, so I don't think we have any options, because we've already fought Leon and we've already fought Scotland. So I think we have peace treaties with both of them. All right, so we've seen this event many, many times, and it does just result in everybody liking us a little bit more, because Adam is quite the feast goer. So I've considered, oh yes, that's right, we asked him for a little bit of money, and of course he said yes. So I don't know if we can declare war on Leon before Scotland. Let me just take a look. No, it looks like, no wait, that's the Scotland one. I think we just don't have any war goals on Leon. I think that's what the issue is. So if we're not already getting one, looks like we are. Okay, again, I haven't played for a couple days, and I quickly forget what we were doing. So yeah, this is an exposed affair that happened at the feast. So essentially we're waiting for that to happen. Though we might get pulled into, well, that's a shame. We'll have to fight Scotland anyways. And this is, of course, is this a defensive conflict? All right, so it looks like she attacked him, but what did she attack him over? That's what I want to know. It's one of the earldoms here. That's a good thing. Yeah, that's a good thing. That'll result in us eventually getting it. I don't know if she actually needs our help, but of course, yeah, she does need our help. We would have to do it anyways, because yeah, we don't want to take those penalties, even if we're not going to assist. We have nothing to do, though, so might as well help her out. So we'll go ahead and raise up our armies. I don't know where our rally point is. We'll go ahead and put it here. We could also put it over here. We'll put it right here, though. We'll attack Scotland's main area here. So let's go ahead and raise up all these troops. I have no idea where his army is going to spawn. Could really spawn anywhere. So let's just let these guys rally up here, or gather up, however you want to say that. We also finished constructing a building there, and we have finished off the feast. So hopefully Duke appreciates that his emperor was willing to come to his feast. So let's go and get something constructing here. Looks like we'll be upgrading something. Let's see what we want to get. Yeah, we can get more levies. I feel like we have enough levies, so let's go ahead and upgrade the forestry instead. And that'll help with any further buildings that we do, since it does reduce the construction time. So yeah, we're just going to round all these up, and then I will do a cut, guys, so that you guys don't have to watch this. Frankly, we're not going to need to use all these troops anyways. Yeah, I don't expect we'll need to use them all. Alright guys, they're all sorted up, and we're just going to go disband these 14,000 men. I don't think that's going to be necessary at all. We got plenty enough here to get the job done. And yeah, we'll just siege down his provinces here. Now, I do expect she'll be able to take care of that. Remember, that's the war goal, so we do want to get that taken. But I'm just going to let our wife do that. I think she should be able to do it on her own. I guess we want to send these guys to the capital, though I think the capital, yeah, the capital's currently over here. But we'll go after it anyway, because it would be helpful to get them captured there. Though it does look like we are going to take some casualties going that way. Oh, because we're crossing a strait. I see, so we're not crossing the sea. So in that case, we would want to take over these two counties first. So that's what we'll do. We'll use our best sieging armies for those purposes. We'll have them go and take these two out. And then the other two can just, take whatever's nearby. Doesn't really matter. Alright, excellent. So go ahead and get those taken. There's the men, and he is sending them over to Ireland, so we will want to go ahead and follow him and get him engaged so he doesn't kill our wife's troops. So we did get some wooden barracks built down here. I forgot we were building in these two provinces, which is probably not necessary because we'll likely lose them. But we'll keep building in them. Might as well. It's not like we're not sitting on just an absolute ton of money. We'll just get the farms and fields here. I'm going to tell you what, this video will be quite difficult to edit, I expect. William is going to leave our court. Okay, I thought he was had already left our court. I assumed he had gone to the patriarch's court he was supposed to, because he's a monk. Maybe when the last patriarch died, then he came back to our court instead of going to the new patriarch's court. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, we want him to leave the court. We want him to go to get a job as the clergy. We want him to hopefully become an archbishop or something like that. So we're going to chase down this army here. A scheme at court. Alright, so starting to get to the point where we've really seen a lot of this stuff already. They're attempting to murder this guy here, one of our knights. He is a peasant leader, so I can see why some people might want to get rid of him. He is a fantastic knight, though. Very, very good knight for us. Do we have any decisions we can take? Could be looking at that. We'd always get more money. Not that we need more money, but it's, Adam just likes sitting in a big pile of it. He swims in it, Scrooge McDuck style. We could hold another feast. That's always fun. Adam likes feast. So yeah, we'll do that. And we lose all our stress. Not that we have stress. And in fact, our faction has disbanded. I didn't know we even had any factions. I'm a little bit surprised anybody was brave enough to start a faction against us. Apparently so. Some people have joined factions. Look at all these people who can't join factions. Because of alliances, or because they're too young, or because they're in prison. Cheery gathering. Welcome, friends. Alright, so we'll chase this army down. I don't know if we'll get there in time. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know if we've seen this event here. We'll have to read that. Maybe we have. Again, we've seen most of these. So let's go and chase these guys down. Let's see the best way to get. I assume he's going over that way. So we'll chase him down through here. We'll take less attrition going through our own lands. And the high table breaks. The great table seating the upper nobility on the dais gave a loud crack, and a moment later it gave in under the weight of food and gilded decoration. As my most distinguished guest and I had to be fitted in amongst the lower nobility, ended up close to my daughter, Princess... I have no idea how to pronounce that. Ethne? Yethne? I'm probably butchering that. It's really bad when you can't pronounce your own daughter's name. But we didn't name her. Remember, this is one of our bastard daughters that was named by her mother. But Count Gerald took it poorly, however, and told everyone it was a grave injustice to be seated with lords and ladies barely better than commoners. I assume Adam would feel the same way, being an arrogant guy. Acting quite the opposite, Duke Rodolfo displayed grace and humility among his lessers. Our daughter and I ended up talking all night and agreed it should not be the last time that we feasted and laughed in each other's company. So even though we were probably very much bothered by being seated down here at the lower table, it looks like it ended up being a good thing because we became friends with our own daughter. Excellent. We do need to find marriages for some of our bastard sons. Remember, one of them had a marriage, and then I don't remember what happened with his spouse, but he needs a new spouse. And then one of our other, I think our youngest son, also needs a marriage arranged. So yeah, we have a friendship here, and what a woman. And also, we have gained the trait Legendary Reveler. So that's the final one, and that does increase our intrigue and our diplomacy by 1 more, I think. And then plus we get the plus 5 addition of the opinion of revelers, I think. So very, very helpful. So these guys, yeah, it does look like they're going to come over here and attack our wife. I don't know if we'll be able to get there in time. We did get that claim. Excellent. And we can actually go for the entire duchy of Aquitaine. So we're getting lucky now with getting this done. I don't know how many... Yeah, that'll be very helpful. Okay, so we already have one of the counties in Aquitaine, but it looks like there's... Well, we actually have the ones down here as well, so we have more than that. And we have one here as well. So I think this would, in fact, gain us 3 counties. Oh, very nice. And make the map look quite a bit better. So yes, we are going to say all of Aquitaine will be mine. So that's lovely. I'm excited about doing this war against him, and we can do it as soon as we're done up here. So that's a very good thing. Sorry about that loud sound there, guys. Oh, he's fighting these guys here. Is this an ally or something? Is he at war with somebody else? I don't know who that is. Let me just take a look here. Okay, there must be somebody... Yeah, somebody in our war. So this is going to impact that. So we could, of course, help. And I don't want him to attack there. But if we were to attack here, that would be in the wetlands. So maybe we'll wait. Now, he will be coming straight out of combat. So he won't be in a good position. But I figured, like, let them kill each other. And then he's going to be very, very weak when we attack. So Richard comes of age. So let's just take a look at him. This is, again, one of our bastard kids. And he's an interesting character. He's just and sadistic and zealous. That would be a very interesting character to play. Quite an interesting character. He's an astute intellectual as well. Okay, they grow up fast. So all of our sons, I think, have gotten level 3 for their education. So pretty good. And that does mean that he can now do his marriage. So we'll go ahead and do that. He's going to get 300 prestige. She'll get 700. This is a matrilineal marriage. If you guys recall, this is with the Duchess of Verona, or Petty Queen, whatever she wants to be called. So we're doing that marriage just to ensure that Verona stays in our dynasty, which is why we did the matrilineal marriage. And I think what happened was the Duchess here, we were doing the marriage with her for that same reason with our bastard son, and then she died. And then somebody else got it. Who happened to be of our dynasty, so it stayed within our dynasty. So we did finish up a siege. Looks like we got some prisoners from there, including one with a really cool looking mask. So let's go ahead and move to his capital now. We're already at 40%. We almost have another siege done as well. Let's go after him now. It looks like we will be able to catch him, which is excellent news. And we will... Oh, there's a fort here, so we in fact get the defending the wetlands. I didn't even see the fort there. I thought this was just a regular province. Okay, so very, very good. Because, yeah, if we had attacked him here, then he would have got... Well, this is plains, but he wouldn't have gotten any bonus. So this should be a very, very easy battle here, guys. So let's go ahead and get these guys here. I cannot get that to go away sometimes. So let's go ahead and get these guys moving. One of the things I noticed that is fixed, and we do need to find somewhere where we can attack. I guess we can go right there. One of the things that was fixed was the quality. The little quality, icon there. So it's really irrelevant. It's not important. It's just something you can quickly look at to see, what the breakdown is between levies and men-at-arms and knights. The quality goes up when more of the army is made up of men-at-arms and knights, and the quality goes down if more of the army is made up of levies. So it doesn't really mean anything. It's just something to visually look at. It doesn't It doesn't mean you're going to win or lose the battle. It doesn't actually have any effect. It just, again, just tells you the breakdown, so you can easily see it. But it wasn't working after the last patch. Like, the quality was always very, very low. I'm not entirely sure why that was, but it looks like they fixed it, because you'll see that our quality is now a bit higher. So we did finish up construction over here, so we'll get something else building. And I think that's actually it. Yeah, we will have to improve this further if we want to build anything else. And I'm not sure that we're going to do that right now. I feel like our castle can't be higher in any other province than our capital. Our capital's got to be the highest one, just because reasons. So we're not going to build that one up any higher. We are almost done with this battle, and that's going to almost end the conflict. Really, we just need to get the siege done on the war goal, and I think at that point, the war should be over. So with that done, I suppose we'll just move over here. I don't see him being a problem anymore. He probably doesn't have very many troops at this point. Yeah, we'll just go over here for now, so we don't take any attrition. Let's go and take a look at that battle, though, because it was a fairly large battle. 3,500 men against 5,000. He did take 3,000 casualties, while we only lost 124. To be fair, he did just finish that battle, though there's no morale in this game. So I guess it's the fact that you just came in that battle wouldn't have that much of an effect outside of the casualties you took. Maybe your knights hadn't fully healed. The Duke here, the Duke of Albany, did very well. He was wounded. Okay, but he still did a kill. He was able to kill one of their knights. But unfortunately, he was wounded by an enemy soldier. Okay, I'd really like to get this siege done. Now, I think once this one's done, then the war will be over. It looks like it's already over. Oh, I'm going to take a wild guess that this is the guy that had the favor and then forced himself to be our spy master. Either that, or he has a contract that guarantees it. No. So what happened is he had a favor on us. So with that favor, he forced us to give him that council position, and because it was done with a favor, you cannot remove him for 25 years. Now, he's not a bad spy master. His intrigue is actually pretty good, but the spy master we had was better than this. So it's definitely a negative. No doubt it is a negative. But that's the problem with giving out favors whenever you allow that to happen. That's why I try and avoid giving favors, because it's never a good thing to have a vassal that has a favor on you. Never a good thing. So if we take a look at our council here, one of the problems, of course, is that we don't have any powerful vassals on this council. We have our son instead. We've got this duke here, who is the Duke of Albany, and so he's the one that did quite well in that battle. So we have, I think, four powerful vassals that would like a spot on our council and don't have one. Of course, the biggest problem here is that they all suck. I mean, they're worse than who we have here. Like, I could see putting the Duchess here and the Steward if our son wasn't already there. Again, I'm actually a little bit surprised that Lug isn't a powerful vassal with all those titles he has. One of the big questions we had last episode was what happened with Flanders. I had several people confirm that I did give Flanders to him, the Duchy of Flanders. Some people thought he might have gave it out, but the AI doesn't give out titles of their same rank, because that means that they lose that title, because you can't be the liege of somebody that's of the same rank of you. So you completely lose that title. You're not even, the liege of that character. So the AI doesn't give out titles that are of the same rank. So the only thing that could have happened is that it was either a rebellion or a war. A vassal against vassal war to take that title. That this guy did that, had a claim or whatever. Or it was a rebellion where they rebelled and gave that title to him instead. I really feel like Paradox needs to do something to improve this issue, because we've seen it a lot in this playthrough. And I've seen it in other playthroughs as well. That when you first give these titles out and have a feast offer from our wife, and she probably wants to feast because of this great victory we've had, and of course we are going to attend the feast. It'll be my pleasure. And we have that happening, and we want to take a look at this war here. Just see, we got 100% of the war contribution. Yeah, that's what I expected. So helped her out and increased the lands, which this will not actually come to our... actually, you know what? It would. Yeah, because this is going to come to Lug, and thus Lug is our, of course, our vassal. So yeah, this would come into our realm. So at this point, almost all of Ireland will eventually become ours, with the exception of these 2 counties, which, by the time all that happens, all that succession happens, at that point we could very well, already have possession of those. It's definitely a reality that we can see. So we have a notable guest. She's a healer. She's 17. That's not bad. I'm not entirely sure who our current one is. I always forget what button this one is. This is F5 to see the court position. So we have her here. She has actually better, not only because she has the higher learning, but she has the novice physician, which she actually has the regular physician. So she, in fact, would be better to keep that. I want to say that the physician titles are more important than the learning. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say that those traits are very important. So if it's just a matter of one learning, then I think that's important. So this is just William wanting to leave. He has a claim, which of course we already have that claim, so it's not a problem. So yeah, we're gonna say, may your journey be swift and safe. I hope you have a lot of success in the church. We'll see how that goes for him. I really hope we see him as an archbishop somewhere. Maybe it doesn't have to be in our lands, obviously. Maybe in the Holy Roman Empire or even Leon. I really hope he has success in life. As Prince Adam's eyes widen at my words, I realize what I've just said. Okay, so we just gave up another secret. It's not the first time we've done that. Okay, but what I was saying though is how many times have we had it where we've given out these titles? Oh no. Wait, this is the good thing. The weakness that has plagued my son, which I didn't even know he had the sickly trait, but he did, and he no longer has it now. Okay, well, that's a good thing. Yeah, we didn't know about it. Yeah, very good. Actually, I wanted to do something in regards to this. I wanted to go ahead and break up with her. We can't even talk to her. She's too far away. And so I think we'll just break up with her. And you know what? Adam's also in his older age. He's become more and more of a religious man. Again, he has his own interpretation of piety. So he, isn't quite, the bastion of good qualities that maybe Christianity would prefer. But I think he's definitely trying to improve the way he acts, be more Christian, because he's going to die soon. And so he wants to get access to heaven, and having a lover is certainly something that could cause him problems. So while he's, going on crusades and making sure all his vassals have converted, I think another thing you might, very well do is, get rid of his lover. And plus I feel like he has a very close relationship with his wife now. They're fighting wars together, and I don't know, maybe there'll be a new love found there. So we know about that, and that's good. The witness. So is this another event where we're revealing some crimes? Oh, okay, wait, I don't know, we've seen this one. Let's go and read it. As I stumble outside to relieve myself, I hear shouting around the corner. As I turn it, I see my sister-in-law, Erok, sneer as she sinks her blade into the face of the covering of the mare. Whatever sound I made must have been enough, for Erok turns toward me, surprise on her face. So we say, what have you done? No immediate effects. Or we say, everyone will know of your crime, so we expose that crime. So who exactly, which one of our brothers? Anyway, so we have a sister-in-law who's also married to our brother-in-law. Because she's on our wife's side. Got it. That makes sense. So she's our wife's sister, which makes her our sister-in-law, and then her brother. I see. So that makes sense. So I want to say we have had a little bit of a relationship with her in the past. I want to say we tried to improve relations with her, get on her good side when we were attempting to seduce our wife. Because I do recall her from a long time ago. What would we do here? I feel like we would expose it. Yeah. She killed the mayor, and I know we're not like the most righteous or lawful person, but I feel like we would expose it just because I think our wife would want to know, and it's her, it's somebody in her court, so why would we not tell our wife that about her sister? Yeah, we'll tell her. We'll expose that secret, and we'll see what our wife does about it. So didn't we already do this? I guess where we already had this event. May your journey be swift and safe. As I said once before, he keeps giving me a chance. He's like, come on, Dad. Come on. Give me something. Give me a title or something. Remove me from the church. He really doesn't want to go, clearly. That's his calling, though, man. He needs to, And then I feel like that's definitely something Adam would do. He gave one of his children up to the church. One of our commanders was improved, his marshal was improved. So now that we've done that war, we could go ahead and do one against Leon. We have a bit of time before the Scotland truce ends, and I really want to do this conflict. And since we don't have a truce with them, there's really no reason we can't do this now. Or maybe we do still have a truce. No, okay, I thought I saw a warning there. So we want to do it for our claim, which is the entire... Oh, we do still have a truce. Maybe I just looked at that wrong. Because, yeah, I could have swore we did not have a truce with him. Because what happened here is that the truce... Yeah, the truce is over here and not... is down below, so you can't see it. Yeah, that's what happened. I thought we had gone to war with them. Yeah, that makes sense. However, it is going to end here in November. So that works. We'll just wait. Wait, and then we'll declare war on Leon. We were able to sway the Duke again. That'll be likely the last time we do that. I don't see any reason to do it again. It's a low chance. His opinion is fantastic. So it's no longer needed. So we're going to stop that. We have finished up the feast. I'll say farewell to our wife. And we need to figure out who we're going to attempt to improve relations with next. I suppose the Marshal would be a good choice. Yeah, we'll do the Marshal next. Let's go ahead and sway him. 95% chance of success. Alright, so let's let it go so we can get to November. Obviously won't be able to continue this war. Why does this keep on firing? Clearly something is broke here. Yeah, because this is the third time it has fired. He really doesn't want to go. Not at all. I almost feel bad for him. He's trying everything. Yeah, it's clearly not working. They're just demanding that I press his claim. So that's unfortunate. I think we've seen like a similar situation happen in our CK2 series where event just kept on firing over and over again because it just wasn't working. So what is this about? Another feast. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll go. Let's continue going to all these damn feasts. And everybody always calling us into conflicts. So this is an attacker. So Verona has attacked. What is this over? Oh, for Lombardy. Well, that's a good thing. So I do want to accept it. However, we have to get this war started. That's a real shame. I guess we don't have to do it right now. Because remember, we won't be able to declare... Well, you know what? We can still declare war. We just can't raise our troops up. Yeah, this still works. Yeah, we'll just wait to raise our troops until after we have declared war on Leon. Because remember, once we raise our troops up, we cannot declare war on anybody else. Let's take a look and see how this conflict looks. Now, it's going to be kind of hard to say exactly how many troops she has without looking at herself. So she has about 3,000. Yeah, less than 3,000. So she likely could not win without us, unless she has additional allies, which it looks like she does not. So frankly, she'll probably be losing this conflict by the time we finally get involved, which won't be until this fall. Close to winter, actually. Yeah, it's going to be a while. So she could end up losing the war before we're able to even help out. It's just the way it is, guys. If we want to be able to do the war with Leon, I just don't want to get tied in this conflict down here in Italy, and then we can't do the Leon war before Scotland. So, yeah, it's just the way it is. So let's go ahead and get... You know what, I think no, it's not a money issue. I think we're done here. Yeah, everything's all leveled up. So we can go in and improve the castle. Yeah, let's go and do that, guys. Though, actually, you know what? Yeah, we don't have the next level. I completely forgot. I forgot when it comes to our innovations, we really haven't gotten through very many of the ones of the high medieval age yet. We've only got a couple of them. Yeah, for the most part, we haven't gotten a lot of these. So, I mean, in 12 years, we'll have it. But as of right now, we do not have it. So, therefore, we won't be able to build any further. I just completely forgot that that's where we're at this point. So I don't think there's anything here except for this one, but again, I don't think we're doing that one. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Could demand payments. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's see if there's any of these that we actually want to do. That's 25 gold. That's not enough. That's Prince Adam. You know what? I don't think we need a favor from him. There's really nothing that we can do with a favor from him. So yeah, let's go and demand that payment. It's a nice 300 gold. We'll keep these ones here. Yeah, that's just not enough. How about this one? Yeah, similar. Although, that's probably about as good as it can get for somebody who doesn't have any land. Same with this character here. I think he doesn't have any land. So therefore, you know, he might not ever have any more than that. So might as well get it. It's a little bit of money. And, you know, obviously it's not quite as much as we could get. But I think that's the best it's going to get. A warm welcome. So we still are at this feast, of course. Another faction has disbanded. Nobody wants to go against Adam. Although I think our dread is getting a little bit low. We might need to do something to increase that. Our spymaster has accused our sister Ailey of having copulated with her lover, the mayor. I think this is a relationship that has been happening for a long time. Yeah, I want to say that they've been together for a while. So, was she already in prison, or did we just imprison her? Yeah, it looks like she was imprisoned by the Duke. Okay, I see. Alright, so not really important for us. Not at all. I did forget that these guys were of our dynasty, though. Now we have, not that guy. Damn, they have grown in size. Look at that. Wow, the Duchess here has really increased her lands. That's interesting. Okay. You know, this is the one that's of our dynasty, and he owns all this here. Our dynasty was supposed to get both of these duchies here, but something happened where we didn't get both of them. Again, we haven't really been, you know, deep in Leon's political affairs, so we don't really know what went down there. We are still winning this one. It looks like she won the initial battle. Probably she engaged their armies while they were still separated, giving her a significant advantage. However, here comes the rest of them. She's kind of maneuvering, trying to avoid them. They definitely outnumber her at this point, though, so she has to be careful. So another faction was created, and Knight was improved. His prowess was improved. Awesome. And we did get those watch posts built, so it's going to get something else, although it looks like we were done here, and because we already have the level 2, can't improve any further, so we're going to start having trouble finding things to spend money on. We might have to start getting new holdings. It is past November now, so we can declare war on Leon, which is exactly what we're going to do, and that'll allow us to raise up our troops. Remember, we're going to do that over the entire Duchy of Aquitaine, so that's going to get us 3 total counties. So let's go and declare war here. He does have a larger army than I was expecting him to have, but of course that is a small fraction of the army that we can bring to the field. So we are going to want to move our rally points. Let's see, we'll probably just rally them right here. Oh, I didn't actually move it. We'll just rally them right here, and so we can attack all the forts within this county. And then remember, we're going to want to bring our troops over here as well. I'm not sure how exactly we're going to want to do this. I feel like we should defeat Leon first, like defeat his main army, and then bring our men-at-arms over here. We could also just put together like a huge levy army, like I'm talking about like 10,000 men, and bring them over here. I know 10,000 levies aren't great, but I mean, they could help out and, you know, push a battle in her favor. Yeah, I think that might be what we do, and then they can do sieges over here too. And that way we can keep our men-at-arms over here to defend our own sieging armies against Leon. I think that's the best way to do it. So let's go ahead and get the armies raised up now that we're actually in conflict. And then what I'll do is I'll let these guys gather so that before I record the next episode, we can get this all sorted out. We are going to have to end this here. Unfortunately, it's not going to be quite as long. Looks like the Knights Templar was hired. Who is he at war with? He must be at war with somebody else. It looks like he is in another conflict. Oh, he's going to be distracted down here. All right, so this is a fantastic time to declare war on him. He might not even be able to defend his lands. Unfortunately, we are going to have to end the episode here, guys. I am struggling. This is going to be a mess to edit. I had one person say, oh, you know, if you got a cold, you know, should still be able to record. You know, guys, when I have a cold, I still go to work. I've never called out of work because of cold. I feel like you can still work with a cold. You know, I've worked for the current company I work for now. I've worked for them for 4 years, and I've only called in once over the entire 4 years I've worked for them. One time. That's the only time I've ever called out, and it was for a stomach bug that was kind of nasty, and I just didn't want to be up at the hospital. You shouldn't be at a hospital if you have a stomach bug any damn way. So I had a stomach bug, so I felt like I shouldn't go to work, and again, I didn't want to be in the bathroom the whole day at work, so that was the only time I've ever called in 4 years. So I don't call in. I go to work. But when it comes to recording, and again, this wasn't the cold that I went through this time, but even if it was the cold, it still affects the videos, guys, because going to work is one thing. Talking on a video for an hour is actually quite difficult to do when you have a cold. I challenge you to do it when you have a cold and you're in that coughing phase where you're coughing all the time. Try and talk for an hour, like straight. Just talk for an hour without just going into a period where it's just constant coughing fits, where every 5 minutes you come into like just constant fit of coughing. And it's just something about the constant talking. It just makes you cough. So results in a lot of cuts. And eventually you get to a point, typically towards the end of that hour, where it's like you can't get through a minute or two of talking without your coughing fit starting. So it actually is kind of difficult to do. Also, your it sounds different when you're sick too, so that impacts the video a little bit. I don't think it bugs too many people, except for in the beginning when your voice is really, really scratchy. But it does affect the videos. The colds, while you may be able to go to work, it does affect the recordings. And so these videos might be a little bit shorter until I get completely over this. But it is going to be a pain to edit this video. I've got like, I don't know how many cuts worth of me coughing and stuff, in addition to the typical cuts I do in these videos, cleaning them up a little bit. So it's going to be a challenge to edit this because of all those cuts. But I'm glad we were able to come back, guys, after 3 days of not doing the series. I was certainly missing doing these. I like making these videos personally. So I'm glad we were able to come back and have a video for the weekend. The plan is to have one on Sunday. I'll record it on Saturday. But again, when it comes to that Hearts of Iron 4 series, guys, I just don't think I would be able to record 2 hours worth of content. I just don't think it would happen. Not until I'm completely over this. So hopefully that'll be sometime next week, and then we'll start that new series with the battle for the Bosphorus, which again, I'm really excited to do that, because some of those national focus trees are for countries that I've been wanting to get new focus trees for a very, very long time. Greece and Turkey particularly. Now, I don't know who we're going to play with yet, because originally I had a country picked out who we were going to play with, but now, because I'm so late, one advantage of being late is that I can look at what the other YouTubers are doing and then try and play something that they're not doing. That is going to be the end of today's episode. I feel like it's going to be a lot shorter. I really don't know, though, until I edit it. There's a lot of cuts, though, so I do expect it's going to be quite a bit shorter with all those coughing cuts. But again, I'm glad that we were able to have an episode here on Saturday. I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Next episode on Sunday, we'll do this war against Leon, get these 3 counties, which is a big gain for us. That's very nice. And then we should hopefully get to 88 and be able to do the declaration of war for the entire Kingdom of Scotland. And that'll get us all of his lands outside of the couple little islands here and any territory he has in Ireland. So that'll be a massive gain of territory for us. So hopefully that'll all happen in the next episode on Sunday. So if you did enjoy this one, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I do hope to see you on the next one, and thanks for watching.